I honestly couldn't stop thinking after reading these latest General Hospital developments. The way I see it, there's a hidden layer to this story that's being carefully concealed, but the harder it's hidden, the more obvious it becomes. Once the pieces finally fall into place, Port Charles may never be the same. Guys, we are looking at a situation that feels like a house of cards ready to collapse at the slightest breath of wind. I have been tracking the movements of Carly, Valentine, and Brennan, and it seems like their combined power is hitting a wall of absolute darkness. How could three of the most influential people in our town fail so spectacularly to find Josslyn? If you ask me, this is not just a kidnapping anymore. This is a orchestrated shadow game where the pieces are being moved by someone who knows every single one of their secrets. We all know that Carly is the kind of mother who would burn the world down to protect her own, so the fact that she has hit a dead end is terrifying to me. You can feel the desperation in the air, the kind of heavy, suffocating atmosphere that only happens when someone you love is being held by a ghost. Every lead Valentine pulls, every thread Brennan tries to weave through his WSB contacts, it all leads back to nothing but air and lies. It is highly likely that someone has been feeding them false intelligence from the very start, turning their own resources into weapons against them. The psychological toll on them must be immense, and frankly, I think it is starting to fracture their trust in one another. Then there is the chilling reality of what is happening inside the walls of Wyndemere. I keep thinking about what Josslyn is going through in that prison. It is not just about the physical cage. It is about the isolation, the constant fear of the unknown, and the way the shadows in that castle seem to be closing in on her. If you ask me, this means that Cassius is playing a much longer game than any of us anticipated. He is not just looking for a ransom or a simple leverage point. He is looking to rewrite the power structure of our entire city. I find myself wondering, what if he is holding more than just Josslyn? What if he is holding the secrets that could destroy every single person who is currently trying to save her? Guys, consider the history of this family. We have watched the Corinthos clan survive wars, betrayal, and constant brushes with death for decades. But this feels different. The silence surrounding this disappearance is deafening. I honestly think that Brennan is in way over his head, and the fact that Ross is pulling the strings from the shadows makes this 10 times more dangerous. We are talking about a systemic failure within the WSB, a corruption so deep that it makes me wonder who we can actually trust. If you ask me, the truth could be much more complex than just a simple abduction. Could be that Josslyn was taken because she saw something she was never meant to see, a piece of information that could burn the intelligence community to the ground. Now, let us talk about the turning point that no one expected. Ethan. I mean, talk about a wild card entering the fray. When I think about his past, his skill set, and his complete disregard for the rules that bind the rest of our characters, it makes total sense that he would be the one to break through the wall. While Valentine and Brennan are stuck in bureaucratic hell, Ethan is out there playing a different game. He is a ghost, a survivor, and someone who understands the dark underbelly of the world better than any of them. It is highly likely that his sudden appearance is not just a coincidence, but a necessary force of nature to counteract the cold calculation of Cassius. I really believe that Ethan is the only person who could have pulled this off. He doesn't need a search warrant, and he doesn't need to report back to a superior. He just needs a target. The way he has been navigating this, using those old school tricks he picked up while living on the edge, is truly something to behold. It feels like we are watching a heist movie play out in real time, only the stakes are human lives. If you ask me, the moment he stepped into that, the dynamic of this entire struggle shifted. He is not just looking for Josslyn, he is hunting the truth, and he is doing it with a level of precision that is frankly frightening. Watching the way he maneuvers through Wyndemere, avoiding the traps that caught the others, really highlights how disconnected the official channels have become. It seems like the authorities are looking for a door, while Ethan is looking for the cracks in the foundation. Could be that he saw the trap coming before he even started. The tension when he finally reaches that cell, the split-second decisions he has to make, it all points to a man who has nothing to lose and everything to prove. I think we are seeing a side of him that has been dormant for a long time, a side that is fueled by a desire to do the right thing when everyone else has failed. But let us get to the real nightmare. The conversation between Cassius and Ross. This is where the story takes a dark, irreversible turn. If what Ethan heard is true, then this entire kidnapping was just a distraction to cover up something far more sinister. They are talking about manipulating the entire intelligence infrastructure, wiping out anyone who poses a threat to their endgame. This means that the danger isn't over just because Josslyn is out. In fact, I think the danger has only just begun. The fact that they were using the WSB as a puppet is a total game changer, and it means that nobody, and I mean nobody, is safe from the fallout. I can only imagine the look on Carly's face when she finds out the truth. She is going to be relieved, of course, but that relief is going to be replaced by a cold, hard rage that I don't think anyone in Port Charles is ready for. If you ask me, she is going to want blood. And honestly, I don't blame her. To realize that the people she thought were helping, the people she trusted with the life of her daughter, were being led by the nose by the very people who took her, it is enough to break anyone. This is the kind of betrayal that leaves scars, and I suspect we are about to see a very different version of her emerge in the coming weeks. Then there is the matter of that hard drive. It is the ultimate prize, the smoking gun that could bring it all crashing down. But holding it is a double-edged sword. If Ethan has it, he is immediately the most targeted man in the city. He is no longer just a guy trying to help. He is the custodian of the secrets that could destroy the careers, lives, and reputations of the most powerful people in the world. I wonder, what if he decides to release it? Or what if he uses it to leverage his own safety? The power dynamics are shifting so fast that it is hard to keep up. We also need to consider the ripple effects of this. The WSB is going to be in total chaos as they realize their systems have been compromised from within. Brennan is going to have to answer for this, and I don't think he has a good explanation. Valentine is going to be looking for someone to blame, and his wrath is something that I wouldn't wish on anyone. The tension between all these factions is going to be palpable, and I think we are headed for a collision course that will leave no one standing. It is highly likely that the next few days will define the future of our town. I keep thinking about the psychological toll on Josslyn. She has been through so much, and this latest trauma is just another layer to her story. She is a fighter, we know that, but how much can one person take before they change? I think we are going to see a much more hardened version of her, someone who realizes that the world is a lot darker than she ever wanted to believe. She is going to be the one who knows what really happened in that cell, and that knowledge is going to change her relationship with everyone around her. And what about the others? Lulu and Dante struggling with their own demons, while this storm rages in the background. Does anyone really know what is going on? Or are we all just waiting for the next bomb to drop? I suspect that the secrets being hidden are far deeper than just the kidnapping. There is a rot in the system, and it is spreading. If you ask me, this is only the beginning of a much larger, much more painful unraveling of everything we thought we knew about the people in charge. Guys, I am telling you, this is not just about a rescue mission. This is about the fundamental transformation of power. The fact that Ethan is now holding the keys to the kingdom changes everything. He is no longer an outsider. He is the central player in a drama that could determine who lives and who dies in Port Charles. I think he knows this, and I think he is prepared for it. But is anyone else? I find myself holding my breath, waiting to see what he does next, because I have a feeling it is going to be something that will shock us all. We are looking at a powder keg, and the fuse has been lit. The alliances we thought were solid are crumbling, and the enemies we thought were defeated are rising from the ashes. I think the real question isn't whether or not Josslyn is safe, but whether any of us are safe from the truth that is about to come out. This is no longer a search for a missing person. It is a war for the soul of the city, and the battle lines have already been drawn. The silence of the city right now is the calm before the ultimate storm, and I fear the coming carnage will consume everyone in its path.
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.